Hey guys, welcome to Hurting Little Cows to the Glory of God. This is a video that I don't want to make, but needs to be made. This past week, so today's Saturday. On Wednesday, I had a miscarriage and we lost our newest baby. The rest of this video is probably going to be a lot of crying, so if you don't want to see a bunch of crying, then you can turn the video off. I have not been crying all the time. Like, some people might watch this video and think, wow, she's grieving really hard and maybe she needs counseling and that type of thing. But if you've ever gone through grief before, there's times that are good and times that are bad. Actually, one of the kids said the other day, it feels wrong to be laughing knowing that we're dealing with this, but that's how grief works. So today I want to make a video so people knew, our close friends know, and like if you were one of the people who I haven't told very many people, but I do have some friends that know, and our church family knows. We have talked to Virginia down in Tennessee and all of that stuff, so I've told a few people, but I haven't had the opportunity, one, because I've been resting, but also just trying to get the right brain space to be able to do this video, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it without crying, so you're going to get a crying video. So this pregnancy has been good. I had morning sickness, not terrible morning sickness, but enough to realize, yes, I am pregnant through this, and was tired, and then I started to have some spotting, which turned into bleeding, which turned into a miscarriage. I really feel like I did everything that I needed to do or could do. It's really easy when you have a miscarriage to start blaming yourself for, what about that Tylenol that I took the other day? Or what about that meat that I ate? Maybe it was undercooked. What about doing that activity? Maybe I shouldn't have run after the child that day. It's very easy. All of those things I just mentioned, I actually did not do. I was trying to think of things that I can't blame myself for, because it's so easy after you have a miscarriage to blame yourself, to say, what did I do wrong? 1 in 4 pregnancies ends in miscarriage. A lot of people don't even know they're pregnant when they have a miscarriage. If you didn't take a test early enough and the miscarriage happened early enough, you may never have seen a positive line on a pregnancy test. This is part of living in a broken world, in a fallen world from sin. Our bodies are made by God to be beautiful things that work in a certain way, and they don't always work that way anymore. We don't know what caused my miscarriage. So there's some things I'm going to look into for a possible future pregnancy if God chooses for us to be pregnant again. But there's nothing I specifically did that caused anything. And the reason I'm saying that again is because it is so easy, if you are someone who has gone through a miscarriage, or if you haven't but you're hearing this, just know it's super easy for the woman to blame herself that she's done something. So I was about 9 weeks along. I had not had an ultrasound. And so I don't know if, I'm kind of giving some background from people who have not had miscarriages. When you have a miscarriage, baby has already passed away in your womb, unless the miscarriage is caused by like a accident. Like if you were in a bad car accident or something, I'm not talking about that, but just like an actual regular miscarriage that you're at home and you start bleeding. Baby has usually passed away already, and your body is doing what it's supposed to do to clean out your body to be ready for your next cycle. So that's what my body was doing. I don't know when baby passed away. I've known, so over the course of all of my pregnancies, I've had a total of 14 pregnancies. Well, hold on. This would have been number 14. Total of 14 pregnancies. We had 9 births of babies that lived. We had one stillborn, so a baby born at term that was born still. And then we've now had a 4th miscarriage. So if my numbers don't add up, I'm sorry. You've heard me say on this video before, I'm a mom of 10. And then I said I was a mom of 11 of this one inside. I don't know how to say I've been pregnant a bunch of times, that we have babies we've never met. Without it being like a long, here's the whole thing. I don't want to not count those babies because they're just as important as the other ones. And our other babies all have names. This one has not been named yet. But our other babies were Esther Rose, Poppy, these are the stillborn, the miscarriages, Esther Rose, Poppy, and Patience Hope. We don't know, we didn't actually know if any of those were girls, but those were the names that we chose for them. I was too early. And our son that we lost was Joshua Daniel. And so this baby will be named also. I miscarried on Wednesday. I had some symptoms going into Wednesday that I knew I wasn't feeling well. Miscarriages can be handled at home a lot of the time. And some people choose to go to the hospital. Either way is, you need to do what's right and safe for your family. And I knew what to look out for to go to the hospital. But on Wednesday, we had an appointment that Josiah needed to go to Portland. So my mom took Mark and Josiah to Portland. I didn't know anything was actually going to happen that day, so I sent them off to Portland, and I ended up bleeding while they were gone. So after they got home, we told the kids what was going on, and that we had lost their baby brother or sister. And it was a hard day. It's hard to walk through grief. It's hard to walk through that on your own, knowing that you have lost someone close that has died. But then to walk through it with children who don't understand. I mean, not that I understand, but children who have even less understanding and might say things that are not politically correct. Sometimes they make things harder as they're trying to figure it out in their little minds. They say things that if an adult said it, we'd be like, that's inappropriate. But with kids, they're not understanding. They're trying to figure out in their head. Our 4-year-old was very sad and got to the point that he was then like manic laughing because he didn't know what to do with the sad. We had the discussion. We have a lot of boys. If you haven't been here before, we have a lot of boys. I had the discussion with the little boys that crying is okay, because there are people who believe that women's emotions are bad, that, you know, they're just too emotional, they can't make good decisions, and that real men don't cry. And that's not true. As I was pointing out to my son, Jesus wept when he found out Lazarus had died. And Jesus knew he was going to bring Lazarus back. So if Jesus can cry for the person he knows he's going to miraculously revive, then a real man can cry about something that they can't fix, something they can't change. There's the sadness that goes with, we've lost a baby. There's also the sadness of watching other people around you be sad. So mourning with those who mourn, and being a large family, we are sad at different times. So while I might be having a great morning, if one of the kids is sad, I need to sit with them in that sadness, and make sure that I'm not hindering their grieving process, I guess. But also, as Christians, we can mourn in a different way because we have a hope in Jesus Christ. And while I don't understand why things happen and why we live in a broken world, things happen where, you know, people die of cancer and there's miscarriages and car accidents and all of those things. I don't understand those. But I do know that God is sovereign over all of this. I know God is good, and I know God gives the blessings, And sometimes he takes things away, and he teaches you through those things. I can't explain it to somebody who isn't a Christian and doesn't have that hope. I'm sure it sounds ridiculous. Sounds like foolishness, because I can't explain that I can be okay knowing God is in charge and God has a plan, and for some reason this is working for my good and for his glory. That doesn't make sense in human terms, but I know it, I feel it. And especially in this state, I can't explain it. But for those who want to pray for our family, I'm dealing with just the physical aspects of, a body that's going through a miscarriage. So I'm tired and I'm trying to rest as much as I can. I've spent most of the last couple of days on the couch, and we've done a little bit of school. It's been like different things, more to just keep everybody engaged with something. We've been watching some movies. We've played games, read books, just sitting on the couch. So I'm doing a lot of just resting, and the family is doing things around me, like with me, but sitting there on the couch. The girls and Samuel, well, actually, the girls, so Naomi, Abigail, Samuel, and Uriah have all been working hard on making meals and doing all of that stuff. And we actually have a friend, Erica, who's bringing us food in a little bit. So for dinner. So that's going to be really nice. It was really nice that she thought, hey, what can I do to help? We've just been spending time doing our normal, like I said, schools looked a little different. We learned some different things. Have played some games that have been like teaching games, but things that are keeping everyone engaged. But we also, I don't even remember where I was going with that. I'm sorry. It's one of those days. We are planning, so today is Saturday. Family is planning to go to church tomorrow. I will see how I'm feeling in the morning, whether I'm going to go or not. And then we have friends coming over. We had friends who were coming over, already planned, scheduled to come over Thursday night. They came over, and that was such a good time of fellowship, to just have something different going on in the midst of all of this. And we have friends coming over tomorrow after church. Both of those are, I don't know, as a church culture, I don't think we know how to grieve with those who grieve, except like at the funeral. When the friends came over on Thursday night, they said, I'm sorry for your loss. But for me, I really needed them to just be able to listen to the kids. The kids wanted to tell them stories about what's been going on this week and everything. It wasn't really brought up about the baby, and the kids just needed someone to tell stories to and engage with, and they were looking at bird books and listening to stories from these almost 90-year-old people, and that was great. I think we shy away from being with people in hard circumstances because we're afraid we're not going to know what to say, we're not going to know what to do, and just being there is important. The friends that are coming tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to need tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to need someone to sit and listen to us cry, or if we're going to need someone to let's play a really rousing game of spoons. I'm not sure. We will see. Both of these people, both these families that came would have been up for anything. So that's good. I think that we as a church culture don't rally around families in need like we should. Prayer is definitely needed, just in everybody being able to deal with this, to grieve, and everybody else. So the grieving part for everybody, but also the having patience and understanding and kindness as everybody else is grieving, because it's very easy to think of yourself in this situation and say, well, I'm sad, and not give grace to those around you who are also sad. Because we still have a house full of children who want to eat 3 meals a day and want to play and want to be loud and want to do all the things that kids naturally do, but they also then want to stop and cry and cuddle. So prayers are great, and thank you for those people who I have told so far who have prayed for us. But if you know someone who's going through something like this, just being there to listen, being there to sit, bringing something over, like my friend's doing tonight, just that I'm thinking of you, is so helpful in times like this. And then just seeing where God would have you to help somebody. It's very easy being the one in the midst of it now saying, I don't know, I'm not trying to make this all about me. But look at in your realm of friends, your realm of people you're close to, where can you be helping someone today? Because maybe it's not miscarriage. Maybe it's, there were a few days before this miscarriage happened where I just was not feeling like everything was right. I didn't reach out to many people. There were a few people I was talking to, but you never know if God's prompting you to reach out to somebody because there's something unspoken that's going on in their life that they could use that. I'm thinking of you, or I'm praying for you, or could I bring you a coffee? I hear Mark making coffee for me in the other room. So yeah, that's what's going on. Not the update I wanted to make. We will not be welcoming a baby in September. God has a plan for this though. We still are going in April to see our newest grandbaby. If you haven't checked out that video, look at my daughter's channel, This Blessed Life. She's done a couple videos since he's been born, but he was born almost 2 weeks ago now. And he's the cutest thing, and we're going to go see him in April. But yeah, just prayers for our family. Thanks. We will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.